Welcome to the Loop Lifestyle Podcast, the #1 podcast for diabetics who want to have their cake pop and eat it too. I'm your mentor, Stephanie Johnson. This podcast is recorded live on Instagram. We cover health, wealth, and relationships, the blueprint for transforming your life. So grab a pen and paper, take some notes. I hope you find some value in the information I'm sharing. Let's get into it. Welcome to Tilt, Transform Your Life Tuesday. I'm your mentor, Stephanie Johnson. When I met my husband, we started to get to know each other, and trust was a big thing. I wondered if I could truly trust him to stick by me through sickness, a debilitating diagnosis, the diabetes that came later, to choose me over trying to please my parents, to respect me, to have my best interests at heart, to provide for our family, support my goals, not pack up and leave the moment things got hard, to be loyal and faithful in our marriage despite deployments and extended time away, and even after he got out of the military and life became mundane. We could not have a healthy relationship without trust. Trust is foundational to every aspect of our lives together. So what makes trust so valuable? Well, it's probably the fear of the opposite, betrayal. I often thought of betrayal as a big event that would shake our relationship to its very core. And betrayal can be that, big, loud, damaging, but it can also be subtle, discreet, and ongoing in a way that erodes the relationship over time. I'd have to admit that we're both guilty of betrayal, guilty of the other finding out something we hadn't fully disclosed. We've also been guilty of not supporting each other when we needed it most, which led to the feeling that we couldn't rely on each other. Building, rebuilding, and maintaining trust allows us to experience emotional and commitment safety. It helped us to connect on a deeper level and gave us the motivation to endure all of the hard times we've faced. Trust also impacts our physical health. The distress of betrayal can negatively impact physical health, so much so that for some it becomes a matter of life or death. In fact, Dr. Gottman performed a study and found that 58% of men who were in a marriage that scored low on trust died over the 20-year period of the study. So what are some things we have done to build trust? We spent too many years prioritizing our jobs, our physical fitness, even our son over our relationship with each other until we realized trust is built in everyday little moments, not in one-time grand gestures. We make an effort to intentionally turn toward each other to strengthen our relationship on a daily basis. We have the opportunity every day to prioritize each other over things like the chores, the cooking, working out, meal prepping even, all of those things. Whatever it is that we're doing, if we see that the other is struggling, we have an opportunity to put down what we're doing and show the other person that they're important to us in the moment and that the other stuff can wait. We have become intentional about being aware of each other's emotions and leaning in with genuine curiosity, listening empathetically to understand and creating space for conflicting perspectives while engaging non-defensively. Now, there's a lot to unpack there, and we weren't able to make all these changes overnight or even all at once. Betrayal isn't just in those moments where we turn away from each other. Betrayal has its roots in the idea that I could do better and there are better options for me. It's about feeling like I'm not getting what I deserve. If I had chosen to disconnect and look for other options, a friend, a TV show, work, another sexual partner, then I could have gotten wrapped up in that mindset and built up resentment, refused to compromise, and continued to let conflicts escalate. Eventually, one or both of us would check out of the relationship, right? So when trust is broken, we have to look at what broke the trust in the first place, and then the capacity of each individual's willingness to repair that trust. Here are some ways we have worked to repair trust. We practiced putting our feelings into words. This was hardest for me, to articulate what I felt. I know that there is no shame in our feelings and that they are important to communicate to your partner, but this was a struggle for me. I had to tune into my body and use those bodily sensations as cues. I also had to ask for his help in decoding what I was feeling and how to explain it. It was a path we had to walk together to find clarity. When we were struggling, asking open-ended questions could help provide clarity too. This was another communication barrier I struggled with. I had to get beyond the 20 questions and yes or no type of communication style. I had to be genuinely curious about why we were doing the things we were doing. And then once we had shared all that, we had to find ways to respond that would deepen our connection, not push us farther apart. It was hard not to make assumptions, defend myself, or put the focus back on me when he would share how he was feeling. I remember sitting at lunch with my husband one day and I shared something that made me super uncomfortable, though I didn't say it. Afterward, he thanked me for sharing and acknowledged how uncomfortable it must have been for me to do that. And this is a prime example of how to respond in a way that deepens your connection. Compassion and empathy were the two biggest impactors of rebuilding trust. We came to realize that we had to let go of our expectations of how we thought the other should feel, stop reacting defensively, and start holding space for all of our feelings, no matter how uncomfortable they made us. Just like us, you can work to build trust every day too. And if you need some assistance in that area, that's okay too. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Tilt Transform Your Life Tuesday. I appreciate every single one of you. As always, the link for mentoring is in my bio on Instagram at the_cranky_panky. Have a great night and we'll chat soon. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I appreciate you very much. If you love this episode, please take a screenshot and share it on your social media. Tag me at the_cranky_panky for Instagram and at the Cranky Panky for Facebook. You can find the application for mentoring at the link in my Instagram bio at the_cranky_panky. Get your application in, we'll have a chat and see if the Have Your Cake Pop and Eat It Too program is right for you. Until next time, stay in the loop.